Yo, my wonderful people, I don't arrive again. Oh, I tell on I say today, yeah, now fire for fire, now back to back. Now I got the hammer on her because I still have a lot of news to show all my family members here, both locally and internationally. Do not forget, my name never changed. I still remains Amandia Neze. I am speaking from the platform of Okute Daily Talk Incorporated. In fact, I don't add limited today, join them. In case you never subscribe, what are you still waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. There's no cause for alarm. You get the point now. Anyway, child, before we continue with the Toko, make on hear this headline. According to what we have here, sit at home. Unabated menace of unknown gunmen reveals a federal government-sponsored false flag operation in the eastern part of the country. I don't know what this false flag is all about, but that is what we are about to find out. We are now about to analyze this news to know exactly what the writer of this very news is trying to tell us. This message is written by Obuluzu Chidebere, and it has been edited by Enenianwite Ikechukwu Enenianwite Yabanyoko. We say thank you for editing the news. And the news is being brought to you and read to you and videoed to you by Okute Daily Talk Incorporated Limited. I beg you, may they not sanction me because of this Incorporated Limited. May they not go to increase my tax, my monthly tax revenue because of this Incorporated Limited. Now joke I do. So my wonderful people, let us go straight to the reason why we are here, please. There's no time to take time. No time to take time. In recent times, the southeastern region of Nigeria has witnessed series of events that have disrupted daily lifestyles of residents, thus raising pertinent questions about the motives behind these incidents. One such event is the enforcement of a fake sit-at-home protest, claimed to be a civil protest for a reason of compelling the government to free the long-detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, but is rather actively enforced by some unknown armed men, casually called unknown gunmen, UGM. This, before I proceed, this issue of unknown gunmen, if you people listen very well, or if you can be able to tell yourself the truth, this unknown gunmen arose from APC government. Everything about APC is unknown. We have unknown gunmen through APC. We have unknown men of God, unknown bishops through APC. We have unknown academic qualification of the APC president. We have unknown qualification of academic qualification of APC vice. We have unknown classmate of the president. We have unknown what do they call it? Family background of president of APC. We have unknown, a lot of unknown source of income. Come out to come to town hall meeting different from Balabulu, Bulabas, and tell us how do you make your money and how do you intend to tackle corruption. Oga aboso. Olo na kitazi, Oga, I want to that time, Manakitazi, nobody can be able to hold you. Who are we going to hold now? We are going to begin to go to hold the Delalake or Festus Akpamo. Abi na FFK, where they just they lie, they make troubles here and there. Abi na Bayo Nonoga. That one self never even chop belleful. Everything about APC, starting from the first government that passed and to this government, everything is unknown. Anyway, let us continue with this unknown things. These are sparked controversies and speculations. And upon a closer examination, a compelling liner narrative emerges, suggesting that the federal government of Nigeria, FGN, may be orchestrating a false flag operation in the region. This article aims at unraveling the mystery behind the alleged secuum, exposing the naive motivation driving it, and highlighting the potential consequences of the affected areas. The unknown gunmen, they are being called, OGM, a shadow group which recently sprung up in the eastern region, has claimed responsibility for various acts of violence, including attacks on security personnel and public infrastructures, with its head leader domiciled abroad, readily dishing out these outrageous orders to enforce sit at home under the pseudo guise of protesting against perceived injustice meted against the people of the eastern region. However, as previously stated, all this appears to be part of a larger plot orchestrated by the federal government through its recruited agents to advance its own interests in the southeast. The southeast region has experienced calls for increased regional autonomy and self-determination by orchestrating this first flag of sit at home through recruited Trojan horses. The federal government seeks to undermine these pressing demands and reverse its losing and slacking power and influence in the region as a result of consistent, sustained agitation by the IPOB movement. The successive and ethnocentric administrations of Nigeria also thrive from the economic disruption caused by these agents, businesses, transport systems, and daily activities adversely affecting during these sit-at-home enforcements, leading to financial losses and instability in the region. This discourages attractive investment in the region by not only foreign interested parties, but also indigenes who are discriminated against in other regions in Nigeria and wishes to return their investments and businesses back home. The federal government also aims at exploiting the chaos resulting from the activities of these unknown gunmen to justify an increased military presence in the region by creating an atmosphere of fear and horror. The government can reinforce control under the pretext of combating terrorism and insecurity, while pretentiously suppressing dissenting voices to the Southeasterners. Consequences for the Southeast. These inconsiderate, prolonged sit-at-home orders with the destruction of multi-million properties it comes with negatively impacts the survival of low-income businesses, wages, income workers, leading to sharp rise of poverty levels. So the Nigerian government's action exacerbates these issues, according to deepening the economic hardship experienced by the people of the Southeast. The divisive nature of this sit-at-home narrative further fragments an already polarized society. Trust between ethnic groups and the government erodes, potentially fueling unrest and hindering return to peaceful coexistence in the region. The Fulani government of Nigeria First Flag Operation also risks heavy escalation of violence in the eastern Nigeria. Genuine agitations for self-determination, which might have initially been peaceful, could turn more radicalized in response to the government's provocation and oppression. This dangerous spiral of violence threatens not only the region but could spill over across the entire fragile state. Hence, it is crucial for stakeholders both within and outside Nigeria to rise up to compel, demand transparency and prevail on the government from the treading the dangerous path of destruction, but rather engage in a peaceful dialogue to address the grievances of the true agitators in the southeastern region of Nigeria. This message is written to you by Obulus Chidiebere and it's been edited by Enenyanwito Banyoku Ikechukwu for the Family Writers Press International, and it's been brought to you by Amanda Neze from the platform of Okute Daily Talk. Let us jump to Iswap news. Iswap terrorists, Nigerian army troop clash in Borno. They keep clashing. Now so they keep clash. I never see any result. Every time they keep clashing. Anyway, make on continue the clash within on ourselves. Fighters of the Islamic State of West African province, Ishwab, reportedly clashed with troops of the Nigerian army in Borno State on Thursday, July 20, 2023. Nigerian news learned that the terrorists were engaged by the troops of Sector 3 Multinational Joint Task Force at a location in the Mongonu local government area of the state. Confirming the encounter, a renowned counter-insurgents on the Lake Chad region, Zagazola Makama, said the insurgents invaded the area on several hillock trucks mounted with anti-craft guns on Thursday. According to him, some of the terrorists rode on motorcycles, while those who are on foot attacked the troops at the Charlie 6 in Mongonu town. However, the terrorists were reportedly forced to flee location after a confrontation by the army troops. In another development, over 100 troops reportedly raided bandits' hideouts in Iche, Takalafia, Gidam Makari, and Janjala communities in Kagako local government area of Kaduna State. The bandits were said to have fled the far north and were relocating to set up camp around some villages in Kagako. The bandits fled into the forest when the troops raided the hideouts. Nigerian Army spokesperson Onyema Nwachukwu confirmed the development, saying that the troops conducted an operation in Kagako on Wednesday. Information at my disposal confirmed that troops conducted operation in the said area, but no informant has been arrested, Nwachukwu reportedly told the cable. Nigerian news report that the Nigerian Army is recently intensified effort in the fight against terrorists in parts of the country, particularly in the northern region of Nigeria. 12 killed as gunmen attack field workers in Niger State. At least 12 people were reportedly killed when some gunmen attacked two communities in the Niger Republic. It was gathered that the citizens were killed in the Taliberi border region while they were working in the fields. Nigerians learned that the latest attack in the region was confirmed to journalists by a municipal official in the Anzoro district. He disclosed that the victims were all male and from the villages of Dauko, Sarao, and Dauko Makani, which lie barely a kilometer, half a mile apart. The official noted that the unstable and arid Taliberi region lies in the three-border zone where southwestern Niger meets Mali and Burkina Faso. The region is also said to be a hot spot of activity for insurgents linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group. Despite a state of emergency and deployment of large number of anti-jihadist forces, attacks are still common in those particular areas. Amid the attacks, French soldiers are fighting alongside Nigerian counterparts in Talibari, the authorities in both countries say. Barely a week ago, the United Nations stated that nearly 11,000 people in the southwestern Niger have fled their homes this month. According to the United Nations, the Tilaberi region has 150,000 internally displaced people, IDP. Several villages in Anzaro district were hit between May 2020 and August of 2021, when dozens of people were massacred by gunmen on motorbikes. Niger is also fighting long-running jihadist violence in its southeast, which spills across the border from Nigeria. This publication understands. Oga Tinubu shares current state of Lagos roads since fuel subsidy removal. This one is coming from APC supporter. Make una see how Lagos be. Very sweet city. because of fuel subsidy. Fuel price in fuel hike. A Lagos resident has taken to social media to share a scanty state of major Lagos road since Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu removed fuel subsidy. Record President Tinubu during his inaugural speech on May 29 declared that there will be no longer a petroleum subsidy regime as the current 2023 budget does not contain it. On Thursday, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited (NNPCL) and other oil marketers raised the prices of petrol from what it used to be, what they brought us to 537 naira per liter to between 617 and 630 naira per liter. This development has since pushed many motorists to leave their cars at home and walk to market. Following the outrageous rise in transportation due to the new pump price, residents of Lagos State have resorted to trekking far distance to get to their destination. Hey, wahala no dey finish. Una talk say na we vote this one, right? And they use this thing now to be greeting people who voted for him. Him no say nobody vote for him because according to his welcome speech, when he was declared, when I said, I know majority of you did not vote for me. In terms of English, what they have majority and minority. So if majority did not vote for you, that means now minority only vote for you, and minority can never win the vote. You know, English language make it clear to even a layman understanding that majority carries the vote. So one name Alpha. In the trending video, the man who spoke in Yoruba language thanked the president for reducing drastically the traffic in Lagos State, sharing a video of a major road in the state capital with scanty cars. The resident noted that this would not be possible without the recent policies of the present administration. If you like, you can as well watch the video and leave your comment at the comment section. Lawyers, journalists, and others barred from ex-terrorist negotiator Tukuru Mamu's trial. Okay, one day you are your own because nobody is allowed to defend you. An unexpected turn of events unfolded on Friday at courtroom 7 of the Federal High Court in Abuja during the trial of Tukuru Mamu, a former negotiator for terrorists. Lawyers, litigants, and journalists were instructed to vacate the room. When the proceedings began, E.A. Kaswi, a lawyer representing the Attorney General of the Federation, indicated that the prosecution's witnesses were present and ready. He then requested Justice Inyang Ekwo to enforce an order allowing only involved parties to remain in the courtroom, which was granted. Surprisingly, this contradicted an earlier request by the prosecution to let accredited journalists stay and observe the proceedings. The trial continued behind closed doors. Justice Inyang Ekwo had previously agreed to an application from the federal government to protect its witnesses in the case against Mamu, who is accused of having ties to terrorists involved in last year's attack on a train heading to Kaduna from Abuja. The order to protect witnesses' identities was granted based on an ex parte motion filed by Kaswe. The motion requested, among other things, that witnesses be allowed to wear facial masks, use syndromes, and that the courtroom be emptied when they testify against the criminal. Mamu, previously involved in negotiating with terrorists, was brought before the court on March 21 on charges relating to the financing terrorism, particularly in connection to the recent Abuja-Kaduna train attack. Despite pleading not guilty, Mamu was denied bail on April 27 due to insufficient health-related reasons and failure to refute counterclaims by the Department of State Service, currently holding him in custody. The federal government has accused Mamu of assisting and enabling Boko Haram terrorist attack against innocent Nigerians. Charges include collecting substantial sums of money from the families of the train attack victims on behalf of the terrorist groups and concealing these funds at his residence in Kano, a violation of the Terrorism Prevention Prohibition Act. Mamu denied all these accusations when they were read to him. Well, the last but not the least, Federal Government of Nigeria, or you can call him Fulani Mumu Government of Nigeria, increases Unity College's fees from 45,000 that used to be to 100,000 naira. Anybody wey no go agree, make it go back home, according to them. The federal government has approved the upward review of school fees of all federal government colleges, FGCs, also known as Federal Unity College, from 45,000 to 100,000 naira. The development, according to Channel Televisions, was contained in a directive from the Office of the Director of Senior Secondary Education Department of the Federal Ministry of Education. The directive, which bears the reference number ADF/120/DSSE and /I, was dated 25 May 2023 and addressed to all principals of Federal University or Federal Unity Colleges across the country. The circular titled Approved Fees and Charges for Federal Unity Colleges First Term for New Students, signed by the District of Senior Secondary Education, Hajia Binta Abdul Kadir, indicated that the new students will be paying 100,000 naira instead of the previous 45,000 naira charged. This is coming amid a resolution by the House of Representatives asking the federal government to halt increasing fees in the public schools. Daily Post records that the lower chamber of the National Assembly had on July 11 ordered the federal government to revise the increment of school fees in all federal government-owned secondary schools. This one now, if federal increase their own, then what happened to private schools? Now they have given them go and head order. They will use knife now to cut people's head, all in the name of increasing school fees, because federal government have started their own. They're supposed to lead by example, but look at what is happening. Sorrow, agony and pain. Nigeria, on our way done. The resolution followed a motion moved by Saidi Abdullahi, APC, Niger, and Kama Nkemkama, Labour Party, Ebonyi State, as it ought to be. And so this country, I don't even know what to tell on. Anyway, now God now go help us. I don't tell on. Now God now go help us. Now Chineke binigwe now go help us, because what is happening in this country, it really called for a very, very special concern. Well, let's take this last news. This one is for the people of Kwara State. My people in the Kwara area, they're gonna hear this one. Smugglers want to stay clear of Kwara as customs remit 9.8 billion naira to federal government account. Controller, Kwara State Command, Nigeria Customs Service, Dehinde, Ilasami, has warned economic saboteurs and smugglers to stay clear of the state or be ready to meet their Waterloo. At a press briefing on Friday in Ilorin on his second quarter activities since his assumption of duty in January 2023, Ilasami disclosed that 9.8 billion naira had been collected and remitted to the federal account. He said the revenue is above what we collected from January to June 2022, with a margin of 5.762 billion naira. The custom board said 56 seizures of different items with duty paid value of 48.8 million naira were made within the period under review. He mentioned the items seized as 9 vehicles of different types, 813 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 24,950 liters of petroleum products, and 998 jerrycans, and 14 kegs of vegetable oil of 25 liters each. These positive harvests in the areas of anti-smuggling and revenue generation are a clear testimony of what can be achieved under a brand new leadership of the service, he added. The controller called on Nigerians, the media in particular, to support the command by providing credible information that will help name smuggling in the bud. He commended the patriotic collaboration and tremendous assistance the command had always received from traditional leaders, eminent personalities, and some host communities, including the press, in the campaign against smuggling in the overall interest of Nigeria. Controller Kehinde asserted that Kwara Customs Command remains uncompromising in its mandate to enforce legitimate trade and facilitate trade among local industries. So, my good people, in fact, now here we go take a bar break. And here we go take a bar break. And I go see my voice again because I still have a lot of news to bring to, and I just want to make this one sharp, so that I can be able to lay my hands on that bigger news that is coming on our way. So anyhow, way be, we're gonna just take this one, they manage you, take this one, they step down until you hear the big bang that is coming your way. I still remain Okute Daily Talk. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for a better understanding and a better video. Bye for now, my wonderful people. Kemesiano.